we are about 4 days out from 4th of July 2018, and I want to make this video about the last time I saw Rich Piana at Muscle Beach during a bodybuilding competition. And this took place in 4 days. It will be exactly 2 years ago. This took place July 4th, 2016. He came to Muscle Beach, and he used to always come to Muscle Beach for the bodybuilding competitions, and he'd usually get there, you know, probably around like 9 or 10, and he'd stay anywhere from like 2 to 4 hours depending. And this one time, so this is the time he was married to Sarah. They just got married within the year, and I was like, so the way Muscle Beach works is they have prejudging that starts about 10:30. And then they go to about noon to 12:30, and then there's about a break for the finals, which start at 1. So the prejudging had just ended, and I think there's about like 35, 40 minutes before 1 o'clock, before the finals would start. And so I went to go to the bathroom, so I'm going by the tennis courts here. And like I said, I hadn't seen Rich Piana in the whole last year and a half at Muscle Beach at any of these competitions ever since he got together with Sarah. But I was on my way to the bathroom, and here came Rich Piana and Sarah, and they were walking towards me. And as you can see from right here, this is the tennis courts, this area right here, and there's a parking lot right here, and they were walking around the parking lot, and I was going that way because the bathroom's way over here by the pier. And I saw him, and I'm like, oh, I was surprised to see him, first of all, because I hadn't, ever since he had been with Sarah, he'd only been to Muscle Beach, I think, at one of the bodybuilding competitions. So I saw him, and he goes, yeah, I'm going to be here just a little while. And I go, okay, I go, let me hurry back after I go to the bathroom, and I'll film you. And he's like, okay. And then Sarah, like, I've never met her before, but she said, well, hurry up. And I was taken back a little by this because I've never met her, and she's, like, yelling at me, like I don't know. I didn't know what this was. I was a little, like, surprised, but I was like, okay. I just like, whatever. That's his wife. I don't want to disrespect her or him. And so I came back, and the line took me about 10 minutes or so to get into the bathroom. And I ran back, went up to my stands, grabbed a camera, came down. And so this is what, Rich normally does, is he just, takes pictures with a lot of the fans. And this is, like I said, he came. So like, let me stop this real fast. So like I said, he had came from this direction here, and I was walking this direction this way, and he just came to this one area, and this area is literally behind the stands. So he didn't even make it to like the main part of Muscle Beach where all the contestants are and all the people watching are. He just pretty much stayed here. And the vibe I got from his wife was that she didn't really want to be there. And Rich Piana liked going there because he got a lot of attention. He liked to interact with the fans. And, it was nice for him to know he was probably one of the biggest guys there, if not the biggest guy there. And he didn't even, make it that far over. So luckily I came back, and they were literally on their way, getting ready to leave. And like I say, he hadn't even been there 30 minutes, and normally he stays for about 2 to 4 hours, depending. Like sometimes they'll go sit in the VIP section. And like I said, I don't think his wife wanted anything to do with this. I think she was bored of all this, and she didn't realize when she married him that she'd get the attention, but she's also got a full-time job of filming him and going and doing all these appearances with him. And another thing I like to point out is, when I was right before I was going to the bathroom, he mentioned something about his computer was messing up, and I'm pretty good with computers, and I'd helped him in the past with his computer and camera equipment. And I said, okay, I'll come back and talk to you about it. So I came back, and he is having problems with his computer. He wanted me to come over and look at it. And so I said, no problem. And so right now, then he realized I was there recording. He's about to leave. So he comes over and tells me, he goes, he tells me about his computer again. And I tell him, yeah, no problem. Give me a call, and I could probably come by sometime this week and look at it for you. And he's like, all right, thanks a lot. No problem. Then Sarah was polite to me then. But I was just tripping out that, literally they stayed for 30 minutes or less, and then they were already leaving. But this, like I said, this was the last time that Rich Piana came to Muscle Beach during a Muscle Beach bodybuilding competition. Now, he came a couple other times. He came once for Generation Iron 2 for them to interview him for the movie. And so I'll start the video over again as I'm talking. And he did a couple other times, but like I said, he used to love coming for these bodybuilding competitions because the place is packed. If you've ever gone to Muscle Beach when one of these competitions is not going on, you don't know what you're going to get. You see some random people in the pit working out, but on holidays, the bodybuilding competitions at this place take place on Memorial Day, on 4th of July, and on Labor Day. And on those days, the pit is packed with all the athletes competing in the competition. And then it's packed with just people that want to get attention. So you get a lot of big muscular guys that come out and that will jump in the pit. And even after the competition ends, the pit will be packed because Venice Beach is so crowded at this time that these people will be able to come and get the attention they crave while they're working out. So I just wanted to make a video about, like I said, this was the last time I saw Rich Piana at Muscle Beach during the bodybuilding competition, and this is literally this is the second to last time I saw him in his life, and the next time I would see him, which would be the last time I would see him, would be at the 2017 LA Fit Expo when the fight broke out with Mack Truck. And when that, I'll make a video about that in the future now that I've had time to digest and let that, some time pass on that whole incident with him and Mack Truck, and now that I got more information. So in the future, I will make another video digesting all that and what I think now versus what I had thought then when I filmed that fight breakout. But yeah, it's just amazing. Every time I watch a Rich Piana video, whether it's one of my videos or one of his videos or some other video someone made of him, I just trip out that this guy is 6 feet under in the ground, that he's not even here anymore. It just still seems so surreal, and it just goes to show you that no matter what you have, no matter how big you are, we're all gonna end up there one day. And another thing I'd like to talk about real fast is his wife Sarah here, who wasn't really a good influence in his life. I think she like Rich Piana was at this time in his mid-40s, and I can identify with that because myself, I'm 47. And his wife was like 23, 24, 25. She was young. And he got caught up in that whole trap that some men get caught up in when they get, here's the thing. When you're in your 40s, most people have been, married and divorced once or twice by now. And they have a lot of baggage. Women have a lot of baggage in their 40s. Men have a lot of baggage in their 40s. They possibly have kids and just a lot of things that they like and don't like, more things they don't like. And so, a guy in his 40s, he sees a hot girl. And like I said, to me, Sarah wasn't that hot. If you go back here and you look at her, she wasn't as hot as she was when he first met her. And he like dated her less than a year before he married her. But he got caught up in that trap that, oh, look at this young girl, phenomenal body. She's got all this energy and life in her, and she does whatever I want. And he fell into that trap and and basically married her on her looks and her personality, which was just, the longer you know someone, the more of their personality, their true personality comes out, and you start to see what type of person they are. But he got caught up all into that young, good-looking girl, and it turned out to be a nightmare for him. And a lot of guys do this, So there's nothing wrong, guys, with if you meet someone. Especially if there's a big age difference like there was. There was like almost a 20-year age difference between Rich and Sarah. When there's that big age difference, I mean, that's fine for dating, but that's not really for long term. And when you meet someone, closer within your age, within 5 years, 10 at the max, you really should date them for a long time to get to make sure you truly are compatible with them, and instead of jump into this and go through this nightmare that Rich ended up going through. So I just, want you guys to think about that. It's just coming from someone myself that, I've been married and divorced, and luckily it wasn't as crazy as it could have been, and I survived, and I don't really have any bitter feelings over it. But, Rich, this took Rich for a spin when he married her, because he really didn't know what he was getting into, and he was all about, the looks and how sexy she was versus, hey, does she really got my back, which we found out she didn't have his back. But I just want to let you guys know that this was the last time 2 years ago, coming up in 4 days, that Rich Piana was at a Muscle Beach bodybuilding competition. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments section down below. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video.
MrYorkieLoverFitness.com